Matt Lenihan for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store. Delighted to be joined by world champion Nick Ball. Nick, apart from internet connections, how's things?
All good, yeah. Yeah. Just at the gym right now, yeah. How are you?
Yeah, no complaints, no complaints. I saw you the other night down at the Magnificent Seven show, obviously, down there supporting. How do you enjoy the show, obviously? A good performance from your boy.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. Special night again for the for Andrew and the gym as a whole team, yeah. So just on the rise, yeah. Again, just keep collecting these belts and keep getting the wins going. And that was the most focused I've ever seen Andrew, and it paid off as it was always going to, yeah. And he's now a British champion and Commonwealth champion. Made up for him.
You guys have got a tidy little stable down there doing your thing. Obviously, he's on that sort of point of his career where he'll be stepping up now. Obviously, European fringe world level. Use yourself, who's become world champion, are looking for the big fights. What's changed for you since you've become world champion? Does it give you that sort of that bit of that added thing, bit of added motivation to say, you know what, this was great. That's one goal ticked off. Let's start collecting other belts now. You know what's it done for you?
Well, that's it, really. Yeah, it's always an add-on, in it. Like each fight you have, but obviously more so when you're a world champion. You know, it's something I've worked for my whole life and something I've dreamed of as a kid, and now I can finally say I'm world champion. So yeah, it's a massive add-on, and then it's to start the ball rolling or something massive. So now bigger fight to come, because this is where it's at with boxing. Everyone wants to be at the top, and now I'm at the top. So the big fights are coming. You know, the unifications are coming, and the road to undisputed. Yeah, that's what I'll be involved in.
Some quality fights in your division. I think from there and in the division above, it's a bit of a shark tank really. There's no like you don't have no like champion where you go, oh, there's an avenue there where you can go pick belts up or vacant belts. They're all world level quality operators. You've been linked with obviously a fight with Jazza Dickens. What can you tell us about this fight before we start talking about Jazza and everything else? It'd be a big fight for the city.
Yeah, not really interested in it. As I said before, I'm focused on the bigger fights, the bigger names.
Mm-hmm.
You know, yeah, I'm going up, not down. That's a step down. So yeah, feel like I'm a proper world champion. Well, I know I am. I'm a proper world champion. I've just fought two of the best world champions.
Yeah.
In the division back to back. So yeah, just focused on moving forward and the bigger fights and the bigger names.
Obviously, the reason I asked you, obviously, is it's come out of the blue and he's spoken. Because last time I spoke to you, it's either been after the Ray Vargas fight or there was the media day in London. It's always been about collecting belts, unifying. And then I saw Jazz's interview. I think it was with IFL TV, and he was saying, "Look, I implore him to take the fight," as if to say, "Look, it's up to him." I believe I've seen that there's a deal agreed in principle. From your end, is there a deal in principle? And when he says, I implore you to make the decision, is he hinting that maybe people around you will say, don't give him the voluntary opportunity?
Yeah, to be honest, I don't really know. I don't really pay too much attention to it. I'm just a proper fighter who'll fight anyone. But I've got a manager. That's what I've got a manager for.
Mm-hmm.
And a promoter in Frank Warren, who I feel like is the best in the game, and Teams Queensbury. They've been backing me, so I let them take charge of things like that, and do what's best for me, and I'll just fight anyone. Yeah.
So is that fight on the table? Is it?
No,
No.
no, that fight's not happening. No.
Is there anything between you and Jazza? Is there a bit of personal stuff there? Obviously, a fight for the city. It's a bit different than unifying. There's a bit more like your pride from where you come from. Is there nothing there between you two at all?
Nah, not on my end. No, not on personal on my end. No. He used to be at the gym I'm at right now, Everton Red Triangle.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I used to train alongside with him, but nah, not on personal. No.
Have he not reached out to you to try and say, look, let's get this done kind of thing? I can imagine for him, obviously, it's you're in a great position. So I suppose for him, coming from where he's come from, obviously he'll see that as a great fight for him. Has he not reached out to you at all?
No, he's not reached out. No. Yeah, I feel like everyone would want a shot at what I've got now. You know, I've just become world champion, so they're gonna want it, aren't they? But you know, do they really deserve it? Is a different question in it, and who knows? Yeah, I'm not gonna badmouth anyone or
No, no.
say nothing about, or say bad things. I'm just focused me on on the bigger picture, and that's becoming creating like a legacy and greatness. Yeah, and yeah, so I'll just continue to do that and make the right moves, and that's not one of them.
I was going to say, last one before we move on to the other champions. If the money was right, would it be something you'd consider? I know money talks, and it's not always about that. But if the money was right and everything was on your terms, saying it was like, yeah, that makes sense. Then to have a voluntary in between, if you couldn't get, say, a unification with another champion, because you know what it's like. Sometimes you might not want to wait X amount of months. I know boxing seems to be happening, every other month now. We seem to be seeing big fights, which is great. But if it didn't work out like that and the money was right, would it be something you'd consider or not?
I'm sure the money would be right fighting a bigger name than that. So yeah,
What?
focused on what's bigger and better. Yeah, not backwards.
Right. So moving forwards, what's your ideal fight? Obviously, in terms of Ray Vargas history, there's already a narrative,
Yeah,
and I remember interviewing you and Paul after, and I know even though you've got this world title, you technically in your mind it'd be like I should be here with two, should
yeah,
already be there.
exactly.
Is that it next for you in ideal world?
Well, everyone knows it should be two. You know, the whole world knows it should be two, but that's just one of them things. You know, it is what it is. I can't change it. But yeah, that's a fight that I'd love. To be honest, I'd love to get that rematch and get that sorted properly. Yeah, and get the green and gold belt because that's obviously
Yeah.
another world title that everyone likes. That's one of the best ones in boxing. So yeah, I'd love to have that.
In terms of titles and opportunity and things like that, man, I want to talk about was a Josh Warrington fight ever offered to you at all?
Um,
He's going on to fight, obviously, Anto Kakachi at the weight above, but in terms of his natural weight, he's always sort of been in and around that. Obviously, he's been at that weight class before, and everyone, I think, when we were talking about, potentially a 5v5 was looking, going, that would be a banger. Was that ever on the table at all?
no, no, we ain't offered to us. No, if it was offered to us, the fight would have probably been made. But no, that fight never got made. No, or in talks, never. No.
You have aspirations of once you've maybe cleared up this division, which, by the way, I know it's easy said than done. I'm talking like it's
Yeah,
new. But if you get the Ray Vargas, say you got that next, moved on. Obviously, there's Luis Alberto Lopez. Got a lot of names on his record as well. Espinoza. Would you look at considering moving up?
yeah. You know, once I've got all the belts, you know, as you said, it's easier said than done. Not in terms of getting them, in terms of making the fights happen. You know, all the other champions they've got mandates or whatever it is. Well, they've got to fight him, this and that. So yeah, just focused on fighting the big names and the ones with the belts. Yeah, and that's the main goal. Getting all the belts, all four belts. That'll be nice.
When can we expect to hear news from you then? Obviously, there's fights being announced left, right, and centre. Some big fights announced up until sort of end of August kind of thing. When can we hear some news? When do you think?
I think some news is coming very soon. Yeah,
This week?
just waiting on this week definitely. Just waiting on some good news to come through. So yeah, sure it'll be a good one.
Are we looking at Saudi Arabia again, or
Uh, I'm not too sure. You know, it'd be good to fight back in Liverpool. I've been there twice. You know, back to back. The last couple I've been there, so not many people can get over there. So I've been yeah,
you
been,
want?
been
I was
sorry
sorry.
what?
I was going to say sorry to interrupt. You want to have that moment with that big headline moment where you sell out the Echo and and do it like all the other fighters do, sort of from your neck of the woods when they're coming up. Get a big crowd in, home crowd. Have your own show kind of thing. Be the headline act, which your performances have sort of deserved over the last few years.
Yeah, that would be good. That would be nice if that was the case. Get everyone behind me in the city. Yeah, that'd be something special.
100%. Look, Nick, I appreciate you catching up. And I've chewed your ear off a little bit on some subjects, but I had to ask you.
Yeah,
Look, looking forward to hearing news. Obviously, I know you sort of said hopefully this week, so we'll look out for that. And yeah, we'll catch up soon. Appreciate your time, Nick.
yeah, sound nice one, mate. Thanks.